What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about blue tongue hybrids and blue tongue integrades. So right here is a perceived blue tongue intergrade. This one's from a white northern that was imported about 10 years ago from Asia. And we bred that one to one of our red northerns, and being 100% het white northern, they should be whiter animals that lighten with age. And you can see this one has quite a bit of dark pigment, and if you look on its tail, it has quite a bit of black pigment as well, and a lot of the other babies have that. So we'll find out in the future for sure, but this is not the first case this has happened. It's happened in Canada before also. And also this year, the aneries popped up. And the anery is in Australia, northern. There's the version, and also an axanthic that is eastern. So it's kind of hard to be 100% sure which one that is. So being, the eastern albino and the eastern hypermel were crossed into the northerns in 2010. They crossed those to the white northerns to make double hets. And the reason they did this, the albino mutation, they weren't good breeders, and, they didn't have the best eyesight. So outcrossing them gave them some hybrid vigor, made the animal stronger. And then with the hypers, the pure eastern form, they had like a genetic virus linked to it that when you mix the northern to it, it got rid of it. And the virus gave them like cloudy eyes, and they weren't the best animals. A lot of those didn't live to be, they'd make a year or two and then end up dying. So that's why they outcrossed them to make stronger animals for the pet trade. And since then, the albinos and hypers we're starting to see reproduced in the US even. And those are going to be labeled as hybrids because those were crossed from the northerns. But most likely, being it's been 14 years since the white northern and the anery and the albino and hyper have all been mixed, most likely there's a percentage in all the ones here, whether it's the white northerns, the ivories, those have a little bit of northern and eastern. But they're still great animals. What most breeders will do, they'll have their pure lines, and then they'll have their like genetic lines that will have northerns and easterns. And then there's also the toffee or the patternless, and that is a mix of the northern and the Irian Jaya. And those are starting to be crossed into other mutations as well. And then there's also a genetic hypo, and that's another northern and Irian Jaya. And those ones are hybrids, being the Irian Jayas from Indonesia. And most likely, over time, some of the Maruki patternless might get crossed. And I know, they're going to mix higher percent northern blood for red albinos, which, these are going to be great, gorgeous animals. And, we're going to label them correctly in the future going on, and everyone has been, doing great jobs so far. We'll just have pure lines of northerns or pure lines of easterns, and then we'll have genetic mixes. I hope this was informative. I decided to do this because a lot of people said they didn't find out about this till they heard the podcast episode. So I tried to do a short version. So thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe.